the world is in a very unstable manner, and America is in a very big problem. The American economy is in the risk of recession, and Europe is in the risk of a very big crisis, from Asia to Africa to South America to Europe. Everyone will be affected. So this is the time for us to prepare ourselves. This is the time for us to invest correctly today. So today I would like us to talk about is the United States of America economy heading to recession? Is Europe in big trouble? And how does this affect Asia and Africa? To understand the American economy, what is actually happening right now, and how does it affect all the other parts of the world? Because whatever affects America might affect any other country, because the most important decisions are being made in America. So once these decisions are made, it turns to affect every other country all over the world. But right now in 2025, there are many things that have been changing when it comes to world economy and power, because power have been shifting recently, which actually means there is a lot of competition going on. And what is happening actually? So at this point, we start talking about the United States, China, Russia, and Europe, because they are the dominant power of the world. So today we will specify about economy, what is actually happening in America and how it will affect every other country. Donald Trump recently placed a lot of executive orders, from tariff to many other things, which I will not get in details into them right now. But let's talk about the tariff. So recently, Donald Trump placed a tariff on goods not manufactured in America, which actually means goods coming from Europe, goods coming from China, goods coming from Canada, goods coming from Mexico, goods coming from any other part of the world, and most part of the world would have to pay a certain amount of tariff, which, for example, China, Canada is 25%, Europe, I think the same. So this tariff goes a long way because it has huge effects. Because actually right now, what is happening is American economy is not the way it used to be in the 5 or 50 years ago. Used to dominate in every aspect. But in the recent years, many things have been changing, with China rising up as a dominant power, both economically and in some few years, maybe militarily. So what is actually happening is the US president, the United States president, is placing tariff on every good that are not manufactured in America. For example, let's take Europe or Canada as an example. Any car manufactured in Europe or manufactured in Canada will have to pay a tariff of 25%, which actually means, let's give an example, if you have to buy a Mercedes from Europe to America, for that Mercedes, if it costs 100,000, you will have to pay 125,000 to get that car because of Donald Trump tariff, which actually means right now you are paying a sum of 25,000 extra on what you used to get in the past years, which actually means the price of cars are going to increase. Say an avocado costs $10. Right now, you will have to pay $12.5 to get an avocado for $10 because of Donald Trump tariff. Because avocados comes from Mexico, so you have to pay an extra. So what the impact of this tariff is this: the tariff, those who are going to feel the heat of the tariff are the citizens, are the Americans, are the workers, which actually, I will not go deep into that, but you just have to understand. So those who actually pay these taxes are not even the Mexicans, are not even the Chinese, are not even the Europeans. It is the Americans who get to pay all this tariff, which actually means you will need to spend more money to buy your Mercedes. You will need to spend more money to buy your avocados from the supermarket. So that is what is actually happening right now in America. And if we go deeper into it, because in America there is a lot of reform going on right now, which actually means in some sectors many jobs will be lost because they are trying to cut off some certain sectors to reduce, which means there will be more unemployment because many of those jobs will be cut off because some of those sectors are being shut down by the current government, which actually means many people will lose their job. And if you lose your job, you have to spend more money. So the economy will be going downward because you will need more money to buy the things you used to buy before. And also, you are losing your job. So why do I say is America economy getting into recession? It's actually because of what is actually going right now in the economy, because right now in the America economy, it is not actually stable. Move from the dollar economy or the American economy and move into a foreign economy. You don't know if that country or that economy can be sanctioned by America. So right now the American economy is in a very unpredictable situation, is in a very unpredictable condition because of this move by the current president. So right now that is the current state of the economy, which actually means it might go into recession or it might go into stability, but the possibility of getting into recession is far more higher because they are cutting more jobs, they are giving more tariff, which all these things will be felt by the population, and this doesn't do more better for the population because the president is talking about making the economy great again. That is creating more manufacturing, building more. But what you have to know is most of the manufacturers in America, most of the manufacturing, the industries of America depend highly from parts, highly from raw materials from other parts of the world, like China, like Europe, which actually means for those local manufacturing company to actually grow, they need those raw materials from Europe, from China, and now Donald Trump is placing more tariff on those countries. Once they pay those tariffs, they will actually add those taxes for the consumers, for the Americans to pay them. It will make them to spend more to get the goods they used to spend less to get. So how will this affect Europe? Because in the past years, Germany have been the powerhouse of Europe. Germany is the dominant economy in Europe, and Germany is already in recession. The German economy has been falling rapidly within the last 3 years because of so many things I will not go deep to explain in this video. So what is actually happening in Europe is becoming more divided than ever before. Right now we are going back to the 1930s or the 1940s. You know what happened back then. So the world is actually changing. The world is actually changing, and the economy is actually changing rapidly. So what is actually happening in Europe is, in the coming years, there might be bigger crises than we see right now. There might be bigger crises than we see right now. So in this video, I wouldn't want to go deep into this because of so many reasons, and but I will just make my answer brief and short, saying the Europe economy is in big problem, and it is in a big risk of collapse, and is in a big risk of recession. And let's move to Asia. What is happening when it comes to world economy? Like you see, China is rising, and is rising steadily, dominating both the technological part, and the economical part of the world, becoming the world dominant power. And this changes a lot of things when it comes to America being the dominant power of the world and economical power. So what about India? India is the major and the most populated country right now in the world, and which is very, very significant. But the India economy depends a lot on the America economy. Mostly, America are the biggest buyers of Indian products. So if America economy is getting into recession, it's going to affect India in a very big way too. So also in Africa, there is a lot of things happening. Talking about Africa, we talk like, for example, Nigeria, which is like the powerhouse of Africa with a population of over more than 200 million people, and some of the youngest population in the world. So actually, if you see the economy of Nigeria right now, you will see there is a lot of instability, inflation happening right now, because most of all this economy, they depend a lot on the American economy and on the American order. So whatever turns to affect America turns to affect every other country, because America is the dominant power. The world right now is in a very unstable manner. The world right now is in a very unstable condition, and many things are going to change within the next 4 to 10 years, because there is a change in power, there is a change in economy, and there is a change in everything happening right now. Everyone watching this video, my biggest advice is, right now the world is in a very unstable condition. The world is in a very unstable situation. So it is very important for you to know this and get prepared at any moment. First, always make sure that in an unstable economy, because right now we are in a time of war, many people may not see that, but we are at that point. So you always have to be ready and prepared in every condition. So when it comes to economy and business, you have enough savings, even not a lot, but enough savings for you to be able to sustain yourself within 6 months to 1 year time. Because the world right now is in a very unstable situation, and if you are investing your money, you should always invest where it is more secure for you, in your home, where it is more secure for you, or in any place where you have decided that is where you have to spend your time, and that is where it's more secure for you in every aspect, because the world is in a very unstable manner, and America is in a very big problem. The America economy is in the risk of recession, and Europe is in the risk of a very big crisis, and this is going to affect every part of the world, from Asia to Africa to South America to Europe. Everyone will be affected. So this is the time for us to prepare ourselves. This is the time for us to invest correctly. This is the time for us to put time. This is the time for us to be awake. Thank you.